Greetings everybody, and once again welcome back to the second video. In the first video we learned how to ingest data into Hudi tables using Hudi's Delta Streamer or also Hudi Streamer, a hands-on lab. Now let me teach you the next part. Let's learn how to ingest CSV data files into Hudi using Apache Hudi Delta Streamer. So without wasting any further time, let's get straight into labs. So just before the previous lab, all the materials will be provided. You can find all the materials in the folder E2, which will be exercise number 2. All right, so enough of talking, man. Let's get straight into action. So again, I'm assuming now you have Apache Spark 3.4, Hadoop 3.7 and Java 11. Make sure you have all of these installed so that you can perform all these labs. So if you do not have the jar file, again, I'm just going to repeat quickly. You can go to this particular Maven link and download the jar file. Then put the jar file in the directory under the folder jar. Okay. Now what we are going to do is the first step is we need some sample CSV data to play with, right? So we can learn how to ingest them, right? So there's a folder called sample data. Inside there will be a Python file called datagen.py. Simply right click and click on run Python file, and the file will be ran. And what you will see is that there's going to be a file called generatedfakedata.csv. Click on the file, copy that particular file, head over to downloads. I'm going to create a folder called sample CSV data, and then dump your CSV file over here. So now we have some fake data to play with. Now let's take a look at the data and then let's understand the Delta Streamer job. So sharing my screen. So again, this particular CSV file has these column op, whether it's an insert, update or delete, replication timestamp, invoice ID, item ID, category, price, quantity, order date, destination state, shipping state and refer. So that's the column, and the CSV file is delimited by a tab. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Now there will be a file called submit Spark job. So this is the Spark job that we're going to use. So let me close all of these and try to explain that. Okay, let's go from the top and let me collapse this particular window. All right, spark.submit, nothing that I need to explain here. Over here we are using the class org.apache.hudi.utilities.streamer.hudistreamer. We provide in the package. Now this may change depending upon the Spark version you are using. Spark 3.4 is compatible with Apache Hudi 0.14.0. You can go to the website and check the matrix. But again, since I'm using Spark 3.4, I'm gonna be using this particular package. Okay. After that, all the Spark properties we're gonna provide through a file called sparkconfig.properties. I'll try to open that one quickly. Again, here we're just defining some very basic, for example, Spark serializer to, org.apache.spark.serializer.cryoserializer and some pretty basic settings. After that, master as local. Again, I'm using my local machine, executor memory as 1G. So using a 1 GB of memory there. Now this would be the path to the jar file. Again, if you do not have the jar file, you can head over to the Maven and download this particular jar file. So I'm providing the path to that jar file. My jar file is inside the folder jar, and that's the name of the jar. Table type is gonna be copy on write. Operation OP, which is stands for upsert. I'm using upsert. You can use insert, bulk insert, but for now we're gonna use upsert. This is gonna be used for dedupe purposes. So I'm gonna be using a key called replication timestamp, right? Now all the Hudi settings, I'm gonna be providing that through a file called hudi_tbl.props. That's where all my settings are gonna be defined. So if I open Hudi tbl.props, let's take a look at this one. So first one right here, we see the record key, which is set to invoice ID, which is gonna be my primary key. Then we are going to partition the data lake by state. Destination state is a column in our CSV. This is going to be the source, hudi.streamer.source.dfs.root, and that's the path where our sample CSV is located. You might have to change depending upon where your sample CSV files are located. So make sure to change this particular path. Precom key is used whenever you have records with same primary key. This particular field will be taken to perform the deduplication, which will usually Hudi takes the max of it. Now these two settings are important depending upon the CSV, right? My CSV file has a separator of tab as a character, right? So I am using /t over here. Then I'm saying Hudi.delta streamer.csv.headers as truth because I want to use the headers. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Back to my Spark job. So this one is clear, right? We can also provide all the settings by using hyphen, but the Spark submit would become pretty lengthy. So hence I'm providing through a prop file. Okay, target table name is going to be invoice. You can name it anything that you like. Target base path, this is where your Hudi would be Hudi data lake would be created. Now since in the last video we used Parquet, right? So in this video we are doing CSV. So the source class would be CSV DFS source. Okay, depending upon the source you might have to change the appropriate class. In the first video we did for the Parquet, this video we are doing it for the CSV. So hopefully straightforward, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'll copy this command, go over E2, open that in terminal. Okay, and now before I submit, if I go to downloads, I do not have a folder called HudiDB. Okay, all right, let's submit it. Okay, so now job is in the running state, as you can see. So I'll be a little patient here. We see a Hudi DB folder, but there are no files inside. So right now, let's wait for the job to complete. We do see some files here, but I think the job is almost done. So let's wait. Now the job is complete. Here you can see the partitions and the appropriate Parquet files. So this video, I wanted to make sure that you guys understand how to ingest data from a CSV file, right? So perform this lab on your computer. This will teach you the concepts pretty well. Also, again, Hudi Delta Streamer can also operate in a continuous mode. Again, we'll see all of those as we progress on the videos. I don't want to do everything in one video, right? Like, okay, transformer, this, that, then it becomes difficult for anyone who's starting, right? So let's go slow. Let's go very basic. Okay, ingest Parquet files. Okay, ingest CSV files. Okay, then, okay, how do I ingest multiple files? Okay, then what about some sort of a transformation? So we'll go slow. Hopefully that made sense. Thank you so much for watching. All the course material would be found inside a folder called E2. And if you have any questions or if you stumble upon doubts, you can use the comment window to ask your questions. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. A like on the video would be great. And if you think I've done a good job, please make sure to share the video with your coworkers and colleagues. Thank you, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.